All right. Peace and blessings. Love and light. It's your brother in the house. I'm the Vision EDU again, family. Tonight we're doing a little build about the Terrence Howard interview, which to me, like the brother said, was very controversial. But I mean, sometimes controversy can be good, but it can be bad. But I believe it's a good thing in my opinion. But we're going to talk about it, we're going to build about it. And so you see in the title is a Terrence Howard interview, Revolutionary Minds, family. All right. So make sure once y'all come in, y'all show some love to the Cash App. Throw it on the screen. And if you want to come in, if you want to chop it up about the interview, and if you have any thoughts about it, you feel like you're doing too much, you feel like you pseudo, whatever, it's all good. We're gonna talk about it. You know, I'm sure everybody have their own thoughts and opinions. But that's what the channel is about, building, you feel me? Coming together collectively, bringing our minds together, bringing our energy together, and figuring stuff out. You feel me? As a community, as a team. And so, welcome to Omni Vision EDU. Black Power. Salute to everybody in the building. Love and light to all the goddesses and to all the guys, the kings in the building. I appreciate the love. All right. So, there's another bill that I want to do with y'all, but I'm gonna have to do it at a later date. It's about the ABCDFG community and the biochemical warfare that's going on out here in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on out here in the world, family. We got to talk about it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the interview. If y'all haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. I'm gonna just play a few seconds of it. I'm gonna be sharing my screen. And I believe, just like from one of my favorite teachers, Khalid Muhammad, like, he worked hand in hand with Tupac back in the day. He was in the Nation of Islam, revolutionary brother, sharp, witty, he got the energy, the attitude. Bro was on the Donahue show. He was talking about, race and politics, and they tried to sum him up, size him up. The brother had an answer for everything, for every question. And everything they said was 100% legitimate. But the saying is, give a damn what you do, right? Give a damn what it is. Let it be revolutionary. Let it be something that changed the game, family. Let it be something that adds on to. You know what I'm saying? So many people ride the bandwagon. Once they see you doing well, they want to hop on the bandwagon. But they're not there for the whole ride. You feel me? They ain't see them times. You feel me? The energy that you had to put in, they didn't see that. And so some people may have take some type of issue with some of the things that the brother is saying, but I believe, just like they say, wherever attention goes, energy flows. So whatever your attention is on, it's going to grow, it's going to expound, it's going to amplify. And if you are not putting the same amount of time and energy into a specific thing, then you may not be as prolific or efficient. And so there's certain people, family, that it's like I talked to a brother the other day. I was at work, and we was chopping it up. He was asking me, did I play ball back in the day? I told him, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I work a lot. I really had time to really work out like that for real. But somehow we got into religion. He was talking about the Bible and, like his take on it. I was telling the brother, like, bro, it's crazy how, like, you got prophets, you got writers, you got scribes in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? People who have their own books, right? And they supposed to have documented during that time. They were influential, right? They wrote, and you still have people, reciting these readings even into this day. You feel me? And Like I told my mother, all this going to church, all this paying the tithes, all this praying over the years, this is what it all come down to, the universe. We're trying to bridge the gap, you know what I'm saying, between us and the divinity. And we want to get as close to the divinity as possible, but I don't believe that can be done through just faith alone, family. You have to have some type of knowledge. One of my favorite verses is my people perish from the lack of knowledge. And that's in the Bible. If you don't believe me, you believe the Bible, that's in there. All right. So anyway, Brother Terrence Howard is most definitely a revolutionary mind, in my opinion. And I think it's good that we challenge the status quo. Because that's the only way you're going to grow. You got to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way to get the answer. You will never get the answer without asking questions. And whenever you end up asking the right question, man, you will get the right answer. And the more you know about a subject, the more you know about a thing, the more it can lead you to asking certain questions, specific questions that'll lead you to where you're trying to go. And so that's what we on, family. So let me go ahead and share the joint so y'all can see what the brother talking about. Brother Terrence Howard, Hustle and Flow, Whoop That Tree. This is the same brother from Whoop That Tree. You feel me? So I salute this brother, man, for his growth. You know what I'm saying? He making leaps and bounds. And he on another level of consciousness, in my opinion. And so let's check him out. Share my screen. Share my screen, family. I see a lot of people putting out videos. Some people bigging them up, but it seems like it's not as many people that's showing them love. It seems like it's more people that's they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. It's like somebody speaking English, somebody speaking Spanish. If you don't speak Spanish, you're not going to be able to tell what I'm saying. You're not going to be able to understand the lingo because you're not on that. You're not about that. And there's a lot of people with opinions that have no scientific knowledge or understanding. All right. And Western education, that's what we own during the modern times. But just so you know, a lot of these principles, a lot of these understandings that we have in science today come from the excavations during the 1800s while Black people were slaves over here in America. European, British excavators like Napoleon Bonaparte. They was going to Africa, like I said, tomb raiding, stealing the relics, stealing the jewels from the ancient pharaohs, from their tombs. And they were thieves, and they also stole concepts. They was investigating our culture. How did they become so great? How did these people legacy last for so long, thousands of years, and they still have knowledge today? And so I commend the brother for, tapping into his ancestral lineage and his genetic memory and understanding that Europeans are not holistic seekers of knowledge, okay? And that there is esoteric higher sciences that exist. There's esoteric higher sciences, family, all right? And some people reach further, some people reach deeper, and they reach longer and further than others. And this brother right here is reaching. And it's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's going to influence change. So anything that you want to see in your children, anybody that's around you, you know what I'm saying? Applaud them when you see them doing so good or if it's bad. You know what I'm saying? You see parents applauding their kids for sagging their pants or, twerking. Stuff they see, you feel me? Whatever you commend, whatever you pay attention to, you give it energy, it's going to grow. And so a lot of the things we're giving energy to, it's not serving our community. It's like I said, they singing, they dancing, they singing Negro spirituals. You feel me? They chucking and jiving, they buck dancing. You know what I'm saying? They entertaining, but you know what I'm saying? It's no substance. And so you can't be nobody that's putting in work. If you ain't putting in no work for your people, for your community, how you gonna have something to say or try to bash them about what they're doing? What you doing? Most people not doing nothing. That's nothing new. All you doing is trying to survive every day. You thinking about yourself. Even on my job, I done had people that be like, don't worry about their job. You know, why they training and shit. Don't worry about your job. I'm like, I thought we was a team. You know, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, they not doing what they supposed to do, it's not gonna work. Everybody, just like a car, is a mechanical system. It don't matter if the damn transmission working, if the engine ain't working, or if the engine working and the transmission not working. It's a system. Every part must play its part for the system to function. All right. So don't worry about the next person, but at the same time, do worry about the next person, because it's a part of your surroundings, your environment. So I wish everybody will. I wish everybody do well, and I wish it was more people that wasn't so like in their own universe. Because we all need sunlight, we all need oxygen to breathe. Like I said, certain things that are universal, math and science. Don't matter your culture, don't matter the language. Wherever you go, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same, family. So math and science is a universal language. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. The last joint, I think the last joint went really well. We had a few people in the room, in the chat, in the live. But yeah, I think it went really well. All right, so let me go ahead and get it going. All right, let me share my screen. All right. Screen share. I was wondering how people did this. I done learned how to do it now. It's on the power. Let's see. All right. All right. Okay. So let me see. Get to the tab that I want to share. But the TERRANCE HOWARD. Right. Sure, let me share the screen. Hold on 1 second. Go to it one more time. Hold on. 1 second, family. Let me get it. Technical difficulties down. Trying to say European word. All right, technical difficulties. 1 second. All right, now let me go back to present. Share screen. All right. Allow. All right, there we go. Okay, so let me get to it. Join. So you guys put a 6 in the comments, and you can see my screen on YouTube when I go to the other tab. Right now, I don't know if you're sharing it or not. If you're in the joint, you can see, you can hear, put a 6 in the chat, and you can see the screen being shared. before we can move forward. All right. I'm trying to add my stuff to time. But yeah, just bear with me 1 second. Brother Terrence Howard, I'm so proud of him, man. We need change. Change is a part of the universe. The seasons change. Like we change in our our evolution, like over a lifetime, like, from a fetus to a toddler to a teenager to an adult to a senior citizen. And, there's no way you can stop change. Change is inevitable. I encourage you. Sure. So when I'm trying to present, turn on the screen. Yeah, loud. Allow it. Come up. See, I had my tabs on another bid I was just about to do tonight, but I switched it to the Terrence Howard because, this is a hot topic, trendy topic, and it's irrelevant. It's relevant. You know what I'm saying? And forgot what to touch on. Let's see, normally they would ask me where I want to share the screen, but I'm in Chrome. It seems like Chrome doing it a little bit different. So that's weird. Hold on 1 second. All right, family. I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear the vocals? All right. So anyway, yeah, Brother Terrence Howard pretty much patented his own wave patterns based on his studies of physics. And I guess what he was saying that the European scientists from the 1800s, he said they were not including the ether in their scientific equations, pretty much saying that, there's a duality to the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like the electromagnetic field. The yin yang, is expressed in different ways. The unified field. But yeah, he was saying some interesting stuff. I don't agree with every single thing that he said, but there's a lot of things in there I do agree with. And like you said, it's very controversial, but I'm disappointed by my man Neil. Neil is an astrophysicist from the Bronx, New York. All right, the brother did go to Harvard. So he had top of the line education for the most part compared to most people. And he in them circles. He around them people, you know what I'm saying? But to me, I guess even in the intellectual community, it can be kind of ego driven. You know what I'm saying? Like he's seeing Terrence Howard as like an actor, like, bro, you an actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to Harvard, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like I was telling some people on earlier when I was on social media, they was trying to get at me about supporting brother Terrence Howard. I was saying, like I said, I rock with the brother. Like he's most definitely a revolutionary mind. He's making leaps and bounds from where he was. And he reminds me of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm revolutionary as well. Changing the game when it comes to the understanding of genetics and biological identity. But yeah, I think the brothers are Pisces, and Pisces are very, they're different. Like it's a water sign, you know what I'm saying? They're very spiritual. And so he's tapping into some other type of high sciences. But yeah, they getting it patented. That was most definitely a smart move. All right, so let me show y'all kind of like what the brother was talking about. I'm gonna go to my page and I'm gonna show y'all this thing. Let me show you my screen again. Add to the stage, so it's two screens. So I see it. All right, let me go to it. Which one? Let me show y'all right quick. So this right here that I'm about to show y'all is called cymatics. All right. So cymatics from ancient Greek, Romanized lit wave, Romanized Kupa Kamaya, Romanized lit wave is a subset of module vibrational phenomena. The term was coined by Swiss physician Hans Jenny in 1904 through 1972. Typically, the surface of a plate diagram or membrane is vibrated and regions of maximum and minimum displacement are made visible in the thin coating of particles, paste, or liquid. Different patterns emerge in the excitatory medium depending on the geometry of the plate and the driving frequency. All right? And so it is a vibrational phenomenon. Just understand that. It's based on sound. So, like I say, if God had a language, it would not be English. It would not be the Bible. It wouldn't be any of the things that you guys are using. If God had a language, the creator of the universe, it would be sound and light. The sound and light are waves of vibratory energy that all atoms and molecules respond to. The atom is the smallest constituent unit of ordinary matter, which has the properties of a chemical element. Every liquid, solid, and gas are made of either neutral or ionized atoms. All right. And so I'm going to show you an example of sound affecting physical matter as if God was speaking. There is a language, a physical language that vibrationally influences things to react, to respond. So watch this. So this is something that I shared a minute ago from like 2017. Yeah, you can see it right there, 2017. So let me play it right quick. So this is an amplifier. All right, so they got connections hooked up to this modulator, and you see the frequencies on the side, right? 3,835 hertz, 3975. Every time they change the frequency, is a different pattern in the substance on the modulator. So you see that the energy of sound is causing these particles to take different various forms. Like I said, if God had a language, it would be sound and light. All physical things respond to this energy. Watch the vibrations. All right. Let me go back. Go back. All right. I thought that was very interesting. Like that's not a human doing that. This is the behavior of energy. This is the language of energy. This is how it behaves, man. And I thought this was very interesting. So here's another example. This time they're doing it with water. This is just make the screen bigger so you guys can see it. They're changing the frequency, and you see the pattern of the water change every time the frequency changes. This is called cymatics. This is what the brother was talking about, these geometrical patterns and shapes that are implemented from the vibrational phenomena of sound and light, the electromagnetic field. Every single time the vibration changes, look at the shape of the matter. This is what happens when God speaks. Things happen. When God speaks, things actually happen. But we don't know nothing about this. They didn't teach us this in school. They didn't teach us this during slavery. All right? They didn't teach us this on the basketball court. Right? They didn't teach you this in the club, wherever, you know what I'm saying, wherever y'all be. They don't teach you this type of stuff. They don't teach you this in the church house. All right? This type of knowledge is off limits. They want you to believe, not know. That's the opposite of believing. If you knew, it would be no need. It would be no need for belief. It's a quote I have is I say, when you have knowledge, belief is unnecessary.
The ease with which it can be stirred, with which it drips from the stone.
Waves, 120 hertz. That's crazy as hell, family. There's some type of field of force in between the substance that's making physical imprintations, but you can't see the force. You can only see it in the medium.
And apply a small puff of air. The puff of air creates an indentation.
The behavior of matter, family. All right. So just pause there. All right. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, in one video, I was checking him out, and he said that if we were to ever lose every book, every source of knowledge that we had in the world, the one book that we would need to restart and redo civilization would be, guess what it is? The book of energy. The book of energy. The book of energy is a book of knowledge that is unlimited. Like all things are possible. Like they say, all things are possible through Christ that strengthens me. Through the book of energy, family, all type of levels of science and technology can be achieved. Right now, we're using devices to communicate over long distances. People in different states can communicate with me. I'm way over there in North Carolina. There's people all over the world that I'm friends with on social media. We interact and communicate all the time. And it's through this technology that enables us to do so when we're physically nowhere around each other. Driving your car to work, flight, catching a flight on a vacation, the microwave at the crib, that's electromagnetic technology. I mean, so many things that we use that if we didn't have it, your life would be shambles. You know what I'm saying? It'll be hard to live life conveniently. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think people who come to the world who bring new innovative ideas and actually they're adding on to our existence. Just like when you're in a relationship with a partner, you don't want a partner that ain't adding on. You don't want a partner that can't put into the pot. What you bring into the table. So when we're born on this planet, into this universe, it's supposed to be something that you bring that is unique, that is contributing to the universal collective coexistence. And that's what Brother Terrance Howard is doing. And I commend that brother. I applaud that brother. I truly salute, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. No matter if they say you're an actor or what, brother. The fact that you even thought to go to that measure, to that extent, to think beyond, brother, I want to do an interview with you, brother. If you could ever get that jump, that shit will be lit. I got some questions for the brother myself, and I would love to hang around somebody like that. Like, we'll never stop talking. So anyway, it's called Cymatics. On your own time, look it up. All right. Now he was saying that something about the duality and how the European Western scientists are not considering the ether in their equations. All right. And so the heavens and the earth are separate, but they're also one, but they're also separate. All right. So in Kemet, we have Ma'at, right? The Egyptian religion, Botanica.com, Ma'at, an Egyptian religion, personification of truth, justice, and the cosmic order. The daughter of the sun, God Re, and was associated with thought, God of wisdom. All right? And she brings the cosmic order. She's normally depicted with wings, but it's often sometimes depicted with scales. Now, in astrology, the scales represent Libra. But it also says right here, Ma'at comprise the Egyptian concepts of truth, balance, order, harmony, law, morality, and justice. Ma'at was also the goddess who personifies these concepts and regulated the stars, seasons, and the actions of mortals, and the deities who had brought order from chaos at the moment of creation. Now, Ma'at is, like I said, the cosmic order, the ether, the governor of the ether. All right. She regulates the stars. You feel me? And so this is cosmic order to the ancestors. So they believe in sacred geometry and that God, the creator, or whatever you want to call him, is a creator of beauty and symmetry. Even us as humans, you see symmetry as a beauty. Whenever you see an individual whose features and characteristics are very, very symmetrical, our eyes, our brain registers that as beauty, all right, as attractive, all right. And so this is some type of language that the universe uses in creation. So sacred geometry, they call it the flower of life, the Fibonacci sequence. What is sacred geometry? Sacred geometry, the patterns that Terrence Howard was showing that he had patented, all right, based on these mathematics. What is sacred geometry? Sacred geometry is defined on the Urban Dictionary as the underlying geometry in nature. All right. It is shapes in nature, fractals, reoccurring patterns, and ratios. That's what we just seen in the cymatics example. Spirit science describes it as the geometry of consciousness. It revolves around the idea that all consciousness, including humans, is solely based on sacred geometry. Because it is, we can bring to see and understand where we have come from, where we are now, and where we are going. All right? And so that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, I got this one saying. I say the artistry is the reflection of the artist's mind. Whenever you see somebody draw something, whenever you see somebody write a song, right? It is an art. They're creating from their mind, their concepts. And when you examine what they have created, you can see the mind, the ideas of the individual in the creation. And sacred geometry is the signature of the creator of our universe. All right? Plants, flowers. You feel me? This is all a turtle shell. You know what I'm saying? The little swirl that we got on the top of our heads when you get a haircut, that's sacred geometry. That's a Fibonacci sequence. The golden ratio. All right? And so this goes on to say, sacred geometry creates balance. Remember, we just talked about Ma'at, the goddess that represents balance in the universe, the cosmic order. There's both male and female energy. He also spoke about this, Terrence Howard. Male energy is associated with the left side of the brain, which 90% of the population resonates with more. For male and feminine energy is not referring to sexual energy. This side of the brain, along with energy, is practical, linear, rational, and statistical. On the other hand, female energy is passionate, creative, curved, and emotional, like a randomness. You know what I'm saying? There's a predictability, like the sun rising and setting, but then there's also a quantum field or quantum mechanics, where things mechanically function different. More on a law of randomness. It's a little bit more harder to predict. So this type of energy resonates with the right side of the brain. Female energy looks at wholes, while male energy looks at parts. All right? And so this is two different types of energies and consciousness. All right? And so I like Brother Terrence Howard. All right, this is him, Brother Terrence Howard. Mr. Whoop that tree. You know what I'm saying? I don't suggest brothers going around upset, putting your hands on females, you know what I'm saying? But in the movie, he played a pimp and Hustle and Flow. And, you know, it's like P. Diddy and Cassie. You feel me? That's what they own. Pimping and horn. You know what I'm saying? So in the movie, he played that role. but the man has grown, like I said, leaps and bounds. And I'm amazed by what he's doing. He's not in anyone's college. He's doing this on his own because this is his interest. This is where he's putting his time and his energy. Now, he just did a deal with Joe Rogan 6 days ago. All right. And then he just had one recently with Neil, but Neil was acting like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to play my man to the left. And I feel like that was out of some type of ego too. Like that's some ego right there, Neil. So anyway, 4 scientists that were disregarded during that time. The revolutionary mind. Don't forget about the topic. When you are someone who is considered to be revolutionary, all right, somebody who come along and change the game, they're going to be intellectual, egotistical buttholes who feel some type of way because they didn't figure it out. You know, this is a crab in the bucket type of society and world. Most people are worried about themselves and self-centered. They're not thinking about the collective. It's not about growing, expanding. If you go past them, there's a problem. And so that's how I see it. So anyway, 4 scientists that were disregarded during that time. One was Gregor Mendel. All right, unbelievably, Mendel's work on genetic inheritance wasn't read by anyone during his life. It certainly wasn't due to lack of effort on his behalf, even though Mendel attempted on many occasions to contact renowned scientists. They struggled to understand him and his theories. All right. He attempted to replicate his experiments also proved problematic. Although his experiments on pea plants worked, when asked to reproduce this experiment on more complex plants such as hawkweed, he couldn't replicate similar results. We know that the hawkweed has the ability to reproduce asexually. All right. And so said it wasn't until the 16th century, 16 years after Mendel died, that his work was rediscovered and replicated. You see that? Once he couldn't get no credit off of it, they came right on the back end and hopped on the bandwagon. We just talked about that shit earlier. I hate a motherfucker like that. I hate a motherfucker like that. 16 years after Mendel died, that his work was rediscovered and replicated. Interestingly, it was said that Charles Darwin had a copy of Mendel's paper. And if he had read it, then the connection between evolution by natural selection and classical genetic heredity would have been made much earlier. Exactly. All right, that's just Greg Mendel. He was a revolutionary scientist. Nobody wanted to get a man's credit because it would put him above the others who were lackluster, the others who didn't put in the energy, the others who were not creative, and the others who could not reach deep enough. And they felt some type of way, like Neil, like, bro, he went to Harvard, he on his status shit. He feels some type of way about his status. Like how you an actor, you will come along and do some revolutionary shit that passed me. All right, Ingus Semmelweis, a Hungarian physician working in Austria. Semmelweis noticed that one hospital of his had very high death rates. He theorized that the death toll could be lowered by surgeons washing their hands between patients. Semmelweis' theory was correct. Of course, it's something basic too, but they should already know that. Greeted with such an easy way to reproduce mortality, obviously, fellow practitioners welcome this research. Wrong when Semmelweis talked about his findings to other medical practitioners, he was disregarded and accused of calling them dirty. You see, they got offended. That's why you can't talk to people, man. You can't figure shit out because people on their own, you know what I'm saying, they got their head up their heads. You should always be able to have a conversation, especially when you're supposed to be an intellectual. I don't get it. Come on, Neil. We got to do better than that, brother. Come on now. You the one that came out with the Cosmo. You're supposed to know everything about the cosmos. You astrophysics. So I don't know what's up with that, nigga. All right. So yeah, so I ain't gonna read the whole thing, just a little something so y'all can see some of the scientists that was like, you know, considered to be quacks or loonies, like they trying to do Terrence Howard. You gotta listen to what the man's saying. Why is he saying that? What is his stance on why he's making these statements? All right, you have to listen. People are not listening. And the duality makes sense. You cannot disregard the duality of the universe. For everything that exists, there's an opposite. You have to consider the opposite. So George Swede, a theoretical physicist, Swede proposed the theory of quarks right after defending his PhD thesis at the same time as rival Murray Gell-Mann. However, because Swede was a younger graduate student and not as well established, see, they goofy, the journal that both scientists sent their respective papers to accepted Gell-Mann's after rejecting Zweig's for the same theory. Gell-Mann then went to receive a Nobel Prize in physics for his work, a real kick in the course, you could say. Yeah, so he pretty much like, yeah, like they gave him the credit. They didn't give the other man the credit when he came up with it first. Status shit, that shit is in the way. Anybody that's moving off of that, you in the motherfucker. Ain't nothing over the wheel of the universe. I just said that on a post on social media. Nobody is over the wheel of the universe. If God gave you the spirit, the mind, the intellectual capacity, and ability to figure things out, then that's what God gave you. And the things that you reach for, the things that you're interested in, that's based on you, your soul, your energy, your mind. And so no one should be able to steal that from you, whether they can speak Spanish, whether they can speak Mandarin, whether they can speak whatever language. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If you understand it, you do. If you don't understand it, it's not for you. You got to learn how to speak that language, then make an opinion or a suggestion. Other than that, you need to go do some work. So anyway, Ludwig Boltzmann developed equations and formulas which explain the properties of atoms and how they determine the physical nature of matter. Now, it transpires that proposing a theory that disproves other laws of physics and scientists thought to be correct at the time does not make you particularly popular or appreciated. Oh shit, this is crazy. You see how they think. After years of fighting for atom theory to be accepted, Boltzmann committed suicide. That shit is crazy, bro. You should have done that. This was only 3 years before Ernest Rutherford discovered the nucleus of an atom, proving Boltzmann's theory. So he didn't even get accredited in his time. They stressed the man out so bad he committed suicide. And you know, European people, they don't deal with stress very well. Their stress receptors is different. All right. And so I just wanted to show y'all that. And so this Galileo Galilei, all right, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. All right. Galileo da Vincenzo something Galilei, commonly referred to as Galileo Galilei or simply Galileo, was an Italian astronomer, physicist, and engineer, sometimes described as a polymath. He was born in the city of Pisa, then part of the Dutch of Florence. All right. So it says right here, what was Galileo famous for? From the 17th century onward, Galileo was seen by many as the hero of modern science. He is renowned for his discoveries. He was the first to report telescopic observations of the mountains on the moon, the moons of Jupiter, the phases of Venus, and the rings of Saturn. So like I said, whenever you discover something first, or you do something different that they feel goes against the grain, which the universe is all about change, like the seasons change. We change biologically as we age and evolution. The evolution of the earth changes, global warming, global cooling, Holocene period, change is inevitable, right? And it's just something that can't be stopped. All right. So Galileo was charged with teaching and defending the Capricorn doctrine that holds the sun at the center of the universe and the earth moves. So they didn't have the heliocentric model at the time of Galileo, but he was trying to tell them that the sun is in the center of the system and that the planets move around the sun, not the other way around, because you a dummy dumb on the planet. You just one little dummy dumb on the planet, and you think you got it figured out. So you have to think and expand your mind more, because you're looking for the holistic understanding. Like they talk about the feminine and the masculine. The masculine normally sees things impartial because they're moving around too fast. But the feminine is a magnetic energy that can slow time down, being atoms, right? Being light. And once you slow things down, you can see an intricate detail and all of the things that people miss when they move fast, right? And I like people who can do that because I'm like that. All right, so Galileo was persecuted for his support of the heliocentrism and the astronomical model in which the earth and planets revolve around the sun and at the center of the universe. You remember they got rid of the sun god with Akhenaten. They had the invasions from the Ptolemies of Greece, and they ultimately got rid of these people's system, their ancient, spirituality system, and that they had been using for millennia. And so he was prosecuted for his support of the heliocentric system. So Galileo was found vehemently suspect of heresy. So they charged him for heresy for following the position of Copernicus, which is contrary to the true sense and authority of the Holy Scripture. Galileo was forced to recant and was sentenced to the house arrest, with the sentence being commuted in December 1633. And so, he was prosecuted and pretty much like life imprisonment, but like house arrest type shit. All right. And so then you got another revolutionary scientist by the name of Giordano Bruno. Right? These are people who did not go with the grain because everybody else was saying it. You don't have to do that, family. All right? You got to make it make sense. Giordano Bruno is an Italian philosopher, poet, right? Cosmological theorist and esotericist. He is known for his cosmological theories, which conceptually, start right there, which conceptually extended to include the then novel Copernican model. All right. So they was against the sun being the center of our system because the sun burned them. The sun gave them cancer. The sun, you know what I'm saying? So I can see why they may not want to go with that if it doesn't favor them. Why was Giordano Bruno burned at the stake? So this man was a martyr, a scientific martyr. So they killed priests back in the day in the biblical times. And a lot of the times, those priests were scientists. In the 1600s, medieval times, this happened to quite a few individuals, but Giordano Bruno was one of them. How did Giordano Bruno die? Giordano Bruno was sentenced to be burned by death by the Roman Inquisition for his heretical ideas, which he refused to recant. So he didn't recant issue. It has been debated which of his ideas were found heretical, since the records of the case have not been preserved. All right. So they deemed him, the Roman Catholic Church deem him as a heretic. It's like they did my man that passed away that made Here Comes Sunday. Forgot his name. My mama, she listened to him though. But he was sharp. Can't think of his name right away. All right, so another guy was Michael Cervantes, another martyr for his mind, for his revolutionary understanding that went against the grain during his time. For people who thought too slow, who moved around and thought being on the good foot was going to help, but it was just buck dancing. So Michael Cervantes was a Spanish theologian, physician, cartographer, and Renaissance humanist. He was the first European to correctly describe the function of pulmonary circulation, as discussed in Christian Ismi Restidio. I believe that's one of his books. Michael Cervantes. Did Michael Cervantes believe Jesus was God? According to Cervantes, Christ was made by a man. Christ was made a man by God. And his human nature, page 2, prevents him from being God and participating in the eternity nature of God. As a result, God was eternal, but Jesus Christ, the Son, since he had been begot by the Father, was not eternal. And so the Christian, they won't feel in that. All right. But anyway, he was charged for heresy just like the rest of them. Why was Michael Cervantes burned? Because of his rejection of the Trinity and the eventual execution by burning for heresy. Unitarians often regarded Cervantes as the first modern Unitarian martyr, though he was a Unitarian in neither the 17th century sense of the term nor the modern sense. All right, so don't forget about that name, Michael Cervantes. So there's quite a few of them, family. But you see, they had the Christian Crusades. You already know about that. Series of military campaigns organized by the popes and Christian Western powers to take Jerusalem and the Holy Land back from the Muslim control and defend those gains. So you see, there's a narrative, people forcing their views and their beliefs on other people, and there's really no free thought. And that's why so many people are thinking the same way, and it takes away your significance. It's kind of like what they call it, the Divergent, and then the Hunger Games or something like that, Hunger Games. You got all these people in these different factions and these different districts, and they pretty much like mechanical robotic functioning. Like they're not even people anymore. They're playing games with these people's lives, man. And nobody can be free. Nobody can interact with a divinity. If you do, you're a free thinker. You're a heretic. You're crazy. You're on your Kanye West shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's crazy, family. The first council of Nicaea was the council of Christian bishops convened in the Byzantine city of Nicaea, now in Iznik, Turkey, by the Roman Emperor Constantine. And so, like I said, Rome and Greece, they got all this boy on boy love and grown man with a little boy love, and the island of Lesbos in Greece, woman on woman love. All of this stuff come from their culture. But all of that's cool. I think I had seen an article where they was talking about children's bones being found under one of the temples in Rome, because they like to mess with little boys. They're supposed to be so holy, so righteous, but when they get horny, they touch on little boys, and so they weird, yo. trying to force their views on other people. So anyway, talked about my eye being the goddess, you know what I'm saying, who represents duality, justice, balance. And it just so happens that in astrology, Libra is the sign for justice and balance. It occurs around the season cycle where light and nightfall is at equal length. But throughout the season cycle, we know that the sun extends in daylight and that it diminishes in daylight. Around the time that November comes, the sun begins to diminish in daylight. It's no longer even. But the Libra represents that balance, and I thought that was intricate to the bill. But I just wanted to see a little of what they was talking about. Second, on the Joe Rogan. Yeah, they showed he had consciousness. All right. So I think we good. Love and light. I shade. Family. I see you in the building. Yeah, that's my man, Brother Terrence Howard, man. I love his movies. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good actor. You know what I'm saying? I like the, you know what I'm saying, the vibes. You feel me? Like, bro, dope, man. Bro, dope, he a deep dude. Like I say, he's a Pisces. That's a water sign. The water signs are very intuitive. And, you know, they got very good discernment, some type of spiritual navigation. And it's natural too. That's the Cancer, the Scorpio, and the Pisces. And so if you get them into some type of knowledge, it's like boxing a southpaw. Like it's going to be untraditional, it's going to be non-conventional. And I like it. Like I said, it's though I can understand it. Like you were saying about having memories at an early age. Like I guess my earliest memories was waking up and my parents weren't in the room and I was by myself. I was like 2 years old, but I was big for my age. It's like when my son was born, he looked like he was already 2 months at birth. He was able to like hold his body up, you know what I'm saying? Like a little push up, he like to fell off the table. When he was first born, he like fell off the table. And the lady was trying to take pictures of him. And we actually have the pictures of what it was happening. And she was saying some babies are not able to do that at birth. And so that's really good that, you know, he was just born. And he has that amount of strength and awareness. But yeah, my earliest memory probably was about 2 years old. I knocked down the door. I talked about it on another video. I was afraid because I was alone. You know, I'm in the world. Ain't nobody around me. I'm little. And so I was like, I don't know. I just felt barricaded. So I tried to get out of the door, and I ended up getting out. But when I opened the door like failed, like because the door was broken. And so they had to go fix. You know, we in one of church, the hood, the PJ. So you already know. So when I get out of the room, I might have should have stayed in the room, but when I got out, I seen the iron, I seen the socket, I seen the socket, the iron had a plug to it. I seen that the plug could fit in a little socket. I shouldn't have been doing none of that. But yeah, I remember that memory. I plugged the iron, it got hot. My uncle, he was watching some type of, I think it was Salad, if I'm not mistaken. He was watching a talk show. It was a female. It might have been Ricky Lake or Salad. And his leg was dangling off the bed. He would laugh. I never seen that leg moving, boy. That should have kept me in that room. Sure did. I seen that, and he still got a mark on his leg to this day for anybody that don't believe the story. My grandma, God bless her soul. I love her to death, but I still miss her to this day. I try not to think about it too much because it make me sad. But she was like, Sean, you better leave that boy alone. She really believed in it, you know I'm saying? Too much like whooping children like that. And I was mad little, but I guess I was a little bad at that time. I was just curious. Like, that's my scientific side. This looked like it goes there. Once I do that, maybe this will happen. And so that was at 2 years old. I guess my next memory would be like watching my parents get married. They got married when I was 3. And I was standing up there, you know what I'm saying? Like all this attention on, you know what I'm saying? All them people standing around, everybody dressed up in church. And all I see is that my mama got some cake. And it looked good. And so I wanted some. And I kept on patting my shoulder like, oh, cake, cake. What y'all not do, but I needed some of that. And I remember that event, I'm saying, that night. I'm saying we had the whole thing on videotape. Had the whole joint up there, man. It's crazy. I have memories that go all the way back to 2 years old. And I'm also very spiritual, have a lot of deja vu, a lot of visions. I can read dreams. I'm very good at the interpretation of meaning, symbolism. You know, I believe that that the universe is all about energy, and the energy is all things is energy. You know what I'm saying? And so I commend Brother Terrance Howard for doing something new, for having the guts, for having the gall, for having the balls to do something different. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if people don't accept it. Like, just be you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you. Can't nobody control or take the gifts that the universe has given you. Can't nobody do that. If the universe gave it to you, it's meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you can do is try to share it with others. And that's what I try to do. I go hard with a blood type study and pretty much showing people how to identify certain characteristics that are associated with certain genetic groups. So when somebody tells you this is your blood type, I have a system to show people how to look for specific features and characteristics, whether it's dealing with immunological responses, right, or fertility, and there's a few things that I've had that I've taken notes over the years on this study, and then come to find out, I come across some scientists saying the same thing that I'm saying. But I never read the article. I never done none of that. I just been researching, and the research led me in that direction. Everything was indicating that this is the answer. This is the answer, bro. Like when you go in a puzzle, you can't make the pieces fit. It just gotta fit. Either fit or it don't fit. Either fit or it don't fit. I say because of love and light in the building, I see that brother. You already know how to do. But yeah, I've been doing my thing, man. On my work shit lately. So I haven't had much time. However, we're gonna be building. I got this other build that's coming up real soon. So y'all stick around, stay tuned. Don't think this is just somebody up here talking. This channel is revolutionary. The content that I have on this channel, I could like Terrance Howard would say, I want to speak to somebody with college level education. I want to speak to somebody that feel like they're very strong and very versed in the subject of genetics, immunology, biology, and those are just a few topics. You feel me? So we can make sense of this thing. Humanity cannot start off with hybridization, which doesn't even happen in nature. Animals don't have sex with animals that's not the same species. That never happens. A liger is man-made. A zygon, not a zygon, but a tiger. It's the same like it's a tiger and a lion mixed. You feel me? But anyway, there are man-made species that don't occur naturally. And so for European scientists, peace and blessings, Queen. I see you in the building. In the field, I see you, buddy. Yeah, we're just talking about the Terrence Howard interview. Like I said, I believe the brother is revolutionary with his thinking, and he has 97 patents on sacred geometric patterns that are pretty much created from math, science, and like knowing, having knowledge of the electromagnetic field and just equating the duality in his formulas. Okay, so I'm rocking with him. He's Queen. I see you in the building. I show you. Give me some blessings. Give me some blessings. To everyone. Y'all know how we do. It's much love. Much love. Okay. And so, word, okay. I see you, love. What you got going on over there? I love these good. That road there. I feel you. That's what's up. Word. Yeah, I appreciate that. The more y'all share, the faster we can get some, get the content out there to the people. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Show you already know love. All right. All right. So yeah, make sure y'all check out the Terrence Howard interviews. I didn't play the whole joint. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play the whole joint. But y'all can see what a man was born with. Y'all seen the cymatics. Y'all seen the sacred geometry. You know what I'm saying? Some of the ancient world believed in. When they built the pyramids, when they build palaces, when they build the mosques, all of these structures have stood for a very long time. They withstood the test of time, and they're using these sacred shapes. You feel me? They're using these sacred shapes, and they fit shapes inside of shapes inside of shapes. Like how the hell you can do some shit like that? It's a very complicated architecture, right? And so anyway, the brother just not making up anything out the ass. It really is esoteric understanding. And so for brothers like Cyrus Super said it, brother, I've been listening to you for a little while. I rock with you, but you have limitations on your conscience, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a Capricorn with the earth sign, but when it comes to like heavenly matters or quantum matters or anything that's spiritual, that's out of your realm. You don't understand, you can't fathom it. All right? This brother is dealing with a quantum understanding, a quantum science, right? So you stick to history, and I rock with you on the history. You know what I'm saying? I rock with you on that. You got that now. But with the you dealing with science and mathematics, you know what I'm saying? Bill Carson, I rock with him too. He go off. I rock with that brother. And love and life. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just had to build on this right quick. Revolutionary minds. Whenever you come out with something first, people are always gonna call you crazy, man. They were saying how Kanye West supposed to be so crazy, but the man have said so many things that made a lot of sense if you just would listen to what he's saying. Stop getting offended. When people have a conversation, people get offended, and then the conversation is over. And you're not even listening or paying attention anymore. But when you're a scientist and you're a person that's seeking knowledge, truth, wisdom, and understanding, you got to have the intellectual capacity to comprehend and to make sure that you processing the information correctly so y'all can exchange ideas and concepts, and it's a progressive field. You feel me? Instead of getting mad, like, Neil did, like, that's my man, but I'm disappointed with Neil, though, man. I'm really not feeling that. I'm really not feeling that, dude. You're supposed to be from the Bronx, bro. Just because you done went to Harvard, you done been around all the white people, you got your head up your ass. And I mean, he's smart, you feel me? He's done some phenomenal things as well. But that shit that Terrence Howard doing, he trying to change the world. That shit right there, that's beyond, that's revolutionary. That's revolutionary right there, family. And like I was telling my mother earlier, like people, people have children, they come to the planet and they live their lives out. But, I feel like, of course, we got a system that we live in that's governed by man, the government, and shit like that. But that's also a universal system. You know what I'm saying? Like nature, the climate change, and stuff like that. The man can't control that. That's controlled by nature, by the universe. So there is a government that is beyond man-made control or man-made intervention or influence. And so there's a higher power and authority, and it should be nothing that keeps us from that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a free thinker, if you want to expand your mind, if you want to grow in spirituality, and you're using consciousness to do that, then it's nothing wrong with that. By all means, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to do that. And so that's lit that the brother doing what he's doing. 97 patterns. That's crazy on geometric patterns. Man, he got equations with it and everything. Yeah, that's big right there, family. That's big. All right. So I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. Like I said, I thank you for the love. I thank you for the light. I thank you for, just giving me some of your time and your energy so we can make sure y'all share the joint, get it out to the people. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Howard, revolutionary brother. Like I said, quote from Khalid Muhammad, give a damn what you do. I don't give a damn what it is. Let it be something that changed the game. Let it be revolutionary. Let it be something different that on nobody else's channel ain't nobody doing. Ain't nobody talking about that like that. Nobody put it together that way. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're all individual souls and spirits that have different energies, especially with our astrology. So we're gonna have different lenses a little bit. We're gonna think a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Like the spectrum of the rainbow is different frequencies. You feel me? The visible light ranges is nothing wrong. That's a part of creation, a part of the universe. And so before we go, family, I'm gonna put the joint in there so y'all can see it. If you would like to give a generous donation to the Omnis Futura Cash Out, all right, for investment in the channel and getting the channel out and just growing it so we can do more with it. All right? Because influence is everything. Even if everybody on dummy dumb time, now everybody jump off the cliff at the same time, it's gonna look like the thing to do. It don't matter what it is. When you got numbers behind you, that means a lot. And with OmniVision EDU, there's a lot of potential over here, family. Like we can do a lot, but we have to get the people on board with us. We have to get the people on board with us, family. All right, so make sure y'all look out for the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Share the joint, subscribe, get more people to the channel. And I really appreciate y'all. We're doing another deal tomorrow when I get off work. All right, I already got it lined up. I got my tabs ready. That's why I was taking a little bit long today because I had another deal that I was going to do. But I had to do this one and show y'all the cymatics and how sound waves affect matter. And we made out of somewhat like a solid liquid. You know what I'm saying? We're like in between solid and liquid. Our bodies is, 80% water, something like that, 75% water. And so anyway, when it comes to light, if we in the sun and the radiation is hitting our bodies, our atoms, our cells, it's leaving electromagnetic impressions on our bodies that you can't see. But when you see the light or you see the sound when you interact with a liquid, something that's a little bit more thin, then you can see the impressions that it's making on the physical object. But when you're in the light of the sun and you're sunbathing, it's something that's actually happening. It's stimulating you, it's communicating information to you and telling your atoms and your cells how to respond. And while it's responding, it's creating these geometrical patterns and shapes. And so if God had a language, I'm ending with that, it would be what? Sound and light. These are the two mechanisms of energy and vibration that influence all things. All things, anything that's physical must respond. Right? Sound and light. That's why, language is very important. You know what I'm saying? Like the words that we use, the sounds that we make, those are vibrations. And so it's ultimately